Listen, it's crazy out here in the dunya. There's too many things going on. We had Diddy, and Diddy's opened the floodgates. And now it seems like everybody's coming, it's getting their just do desserts. The 90s and the 80s were a very different time, even the 70s, because regulations, the amount of evidence one can gather, phones weren't necessarily so prominent, camera phones and stuff like that. But not just that. I mean, there's a completely different era. This doesn't make it right. And I'm not even backing it at all. I'm saying a completely different era where people thought they can get away with pretty much murder. And they did. But we're now in 2023. And now all that information, all those stories, all those accusations that once could not be said because those people were so powerful and were at the top of their game is now starting to come out. So we're going to deal with Aaron Hall and Uncle Luke. Just recently, Uncle Luke responded to Gloria. They both had a situation with Gloria. Apparently, Gloria was a video vixen, but she was also dating Uncle Luke at first, and then Aaron Hall took her off Luke as well. Meanwhile, he said he didn't know that she was young at the time, but she knew that he was someone else's girl, which was Uncle Luke. You didn't think it's too much. I can't lie to you, it's too much. And so we're gonna play the clip so you guys can see it. We'll have a quick discussion about it and move past it. You know what I mean? Like it's a bit much. I can't lie to you. Let's go. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you do a massive favor, like it, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded as well. And don't forget, we're trying to get to 100K subscribers by the end of the year. And we'd love for you guys to help support us on that journey as well. All right, cool. Let's get into this. Let's talk about this. Let's play this clip.
There from Jamie Foxx to like Denzel Washington to whoever. Everybody know me.
Yeah.
So everybody know if I say it, I'm gonna fuck it to death. I like the fucking public, you feel me?
Yeah.
So niggas can't say nothing about it. Them square ass niggas, them precious cake little dick niggas.
Yeah.
I like for them niggas to see how I fuck. Like if you speak to Jodeci or Puffy or any of them niggas, they been at my house. They all see me fuck. They all know I'm a big nigga.
Yeah.
If a bitch touch my dick and she say my dick is small, then she's a lying bitch. The thing is, a whole lot of niggas write about taking girls out to shop, taking girls to fly to Dubai and all that shit. Bitch, close your eyes, we anywhere. You feel me? And my whole thing is this. My whole thing is this is that
talk about it.
If you can handle my dick and you can make me still be Aaron Hall without fucking rabbing off your mouth, then I'll take you anywhere. Other than that shit, you back home, bitch.
Not pretty. Uncle Luke responds as well. We're going to get to him as well. Don't worry. But again, this is... it's not great. It's not great, this situation, right? He actually has, there's another video I want to play because obviously he details the situation with Gloria, the girl in question, who actually became the mother of his kid. I think she had it like 16 or 17. She would have been underage when this thing actually kicked off as well. So to be honest, again, not great. Let's have
just remembered that Gloria had tattooed Aaron's right above
in black, red, and green.
Right above her vagina.
Right above it with a parenthesis with an S.
Right.
Aaron's.
It belongs to...
Look. When I saw her, she was dancing with Luke and them. I didn't know she was a puppy. You know what I mean?
That's right.
She was tall. She was big, blonde hair, bone with the black pant leather. I was like, I'm getting that. Everybody knows I couldn't even really speak then. I had a speech impediment. I don't stutter anymore. So I just went there and just grabbed her hand and went inside the hotel and gave it to her. You feel me? So she gonna say Luke is lying. You feel me? Okay. Because I don't lie on my dick. You feel what I'm saying? My mother was Puerto Rican from Ponce. So when I see anybody that's Spanish, I'm gonna grab them.
Okay.
I ain't gonna ask if you holding the hand all loose and you holding a conversation with a nigga.
Preach.
I'm gonna take your bitch. She chose up already. Now she want to go renegade, bitch.
At what point did she get the tattoo?
3 days after I fucked her.
3 days.
3 whole days. If anybody can do that shit, I don't care if you was married. I don't care if you was engaged, if your anniversary, if your bitch did that shit, then I'll stop singing I miss you. But my whole thing is this, is that I love Gloria to death because she gave me a beautiful son.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Right. So my whole thing is that I want to make sure that it's right. I love my son, Aaron Robin Hall IV, to death. I ain't seen him in 15 years, but I love him to death. We talk all the time. Gloria didn't do no bad thing to me. I thought she was older. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes I see a puppy on the field when I'm doing dog training. I think it's a year old or 2 years old, and it'd be like 8 months. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So when I saw her, everybody was trying to get at her.
Right.
Why y'all scared of her? I took her. I couldn't even talk. I had a speech impediment. Ask her.
Yeah, because they didn't know what to do.
They ain't know what to say.
You know something? I just remembered that Gloria had
Now, obviously, clearly this is a madness, right? Because I think she was with Luke at the time, Uncle Luke at the time, or whether she was. I don't think necessarily they were together or whatever. She was with him or whatever. Who knows? And then obviously he takes her and obviously goes and does what he does and says, obviously, look, you know, he didn't realize she was a puppy, and then he didn't realize she was a puppy, but then ended up having kids of her a little bit later on. Crazy. And then obviously it's the way he's telling the story. There's too much pride in the story. There's too much enjoyment almost in the story about what you've been. There's no shame, there's no guilt about what he did, because I don't think he feels that he actually did anything wrong. And I think that's where we start the madness from. People don't think they did anything wrong. Oh, it was a different time back then, but now you know better. So when you should look back on it, you should talk about it with a decorum and some shame. But you're talking as if this is glory days in this a glorious event. I don't find it glorious at all that you actually were here dangling with an underage, well, I should say, a girl that was way younger than you, so much younger than you. I don't think there's enjoyment or satisfaction or pride in that story. There's nothing, you know, that's a very young girl at that point in time who's vulnerable. What she was doing there, I'm not 100% sure. But she also claims that Uncle Luke, the grooming started with Uncle Luke. So Aaron talking about his situation, him sleeping with Gloria, actually, she claims that the grooming actually started before it got to Aaron Hall as well. So we're gonna just get into that because I think she speaks on that as well. So we'll show that part as well. But you know, she claimed that, you know, that he was the first to kind of groom her. So let's show this as well. It says, if you don't think grooming is happening in the business, you're sadly mistaken. It started in 1994 with Luke and a few others in this business. I was in high school. And I think what I want to say is this industry was a very nasty industry, and it still is a very nasty industry. It's abusive. It takes advantage of people. There are people who shouldn't be there. People are searching for fame and they find coal, not gold. And the young girls are very vulnerable. When you heard the story of Aaron, what did he say? He said, you know, she was tall and built. And when people assume that you're a certain, you know, age because of the way you're built, then they try to give you that kind of, they try to treat you as such. And in reality, you're still a baby girl and you're not grown enough to be able to handle what's coming your way, even to be able to consent effectively, because you get sometimes you can get scared at that age about what you're actually doing. Now, of course, there are many fast women and fast girls who would have tried to do things when they were younger. We know them. When we were younger, there was young girls trying to go after the older guys. We know this already. But in reality, the situation, you know, old boy Aaron was telling us, you know, that he literally grabbed her hand and pulled her into the hotel room. Even if she wanted to say no, could she? Could she? You know what I mean? It's a very political situation. Uncle Luke responds as everyone around me, I encourage them to be great, better businessman and woman, better parents, better community, better servants. I have a long list of individuals who work for me that are multi-millionaires. That's got nothing to do with the fact that, bro, she's accusing you of being the one that groomed her. Now, there's a video where he responds to what he feels is a situation with Gloria as well.
Fuck is grooming? They had to explain that to me.
Well, first of all, he said he doesn't know what grooming is. I need you to Google then. Why are you coming on live telling us you don't know even what grooming is? Acting as if because you don't know what grooming is, you don't know what a behavior is. Just because you don't know what grooming is doesn't mean you don't know what a behavior is. You know, you act as if you don't know what the word means or knowing the origin of that word, and does not mean that you didn't know what you doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing as a behavior. Doesn't mean that behavior isn't existing. Yeah, that's a major thing.
I got the right one. I don't have no problem going to court. I'm not Russell Simmons. I'm not them other people. I don't do that. I know my brand. My brand is Luke. Hey, we want some pussy. Face down, up. That's what like me so horny. The problem is when you know your brand and you know what you're singing about, you subject yourself to be in that kind of trap. faster. So what you have to do is really not be about what those songs is talking about, because you can get yourself jammed up. I video everything. Everybody sign releases. I do shows. Ain't no underage people be doing no show with me. I fire girls. You get caught. I have chaperone for the girls, a one head dancer. It's always one head dancer. And she put everybody in check. So you doing, this is not a traveling whorehouse. So you gonna mess around with these other artists, you're gonna get sent home, sweetheart.
That's lovely, but this is a couple of years ago. This is not. This is a good 10-something years ago. This is not today. So whilst he says that, I totally understand, but it's not today. So there's a comment that was left. Someone said Uncle Luke was a predator. The chaperones of his teenage dancer would be banging on Luke's trailer and dressing room, begging his crew not to rape the underage girls. Shaking her head, and she actually atted, Uncle Luke as well. So Trina Sorrell said, "No, not me. I was on tour, but I witnessed what was going on, how the chaperones of young dancers would go to Luke's room, banging on doors. They would be arguing with Luke and the two live crew. Yes, Luke will be saying he didn't know they were underage. Them girls have baby faces, but booty and titties. Chaperones argued you could look in the face and tell they were kids, pulling the girls out of the room and threatening to call police. I just happened to be on tour. I hung out with too short personally." So just before you can try and beat allegations, people are coming out and saying, "Hey, brother, you're forgetting you had moments where you had to pull people out of the room. So, you may be wanting to sue, you may be wanting to be doing all this stuff because you're trying to prove to us that you're innocent. I'll go to court. Yeah, you may do, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't true, right? Again, we don't know if it wasn't false either, but the allegations are obviously mounting up. And my thing is this, and I'll do this in my other video. Not the evidence, but the accusations are mounting up for a lot of black men in this industry, and they're not just black men, they're white men too, actually. Especially with the Adult Survivors Act that closed, I think, on 24th of November. There was a lot of people that actually, put their situation forward, and so this was a normal occurrence, because when men get into places where they are unchecked, ungoverned, and they can get away with murder, they will try to get away with what? Murder. So if you can get away with it, you will do some stuff. It'll be lawlessness. It's the purge. And so, I think that the reckoning is happening. A lot of people are getting their comeuppance, maybe however 10, 20, 30 years later, but the recompense is coming because, again, the rear guards change in the industry. People move on. Laws change. Time and season. People get soft. People get snitching. People get old. People get tired. People get tired of holding a burden on their shoulder, and they need someone to tell it. Okay. And they need someone to tell it, and they need somewhere to tell it to. So eventually, the truth of the past comes out. So I think we're just in a season where there's a reckoning happening, and Cassie's only one of many different people that came out and said their piece. And it's another one. Uncle Luke and Aaron Hall, legends in the game. But listen, they've done a lot for music. But look here, let me tell you something. If you did some stuff, they're going to call you out and they're going to bring you out. Simple as. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts, guys, down below. It's a bit much.